A cold wind moved across the high metal tower, making the metal plates shake softly in the dark night. The sky above the alien city was filled with neon lights, flying drones, and long shadows from tall buildings. But on the very top platform, completely alone, stood a young alien girl named Solari. Her feet were right at the edge. One more step, and everything would end. She was thin, tired, and shaking. Her silver blue hair blew behind her like a torn banner. Her big glowing eyes were filled with pain that no one had ever tried to understand. The streets far below looked like rivers of light, but to her, everything was silent, empty, meaningless. Solari whispered to herself, "No one will miss me." For many years, she had believed this. Her people always told her she was a mistake. They said she was born with a bad mark on her skin, a cursed symbol, a sign of weakness. Her family stopped talking to her. Children made jokes about her. Teachers ignored her. Every day, she walked through life feeling invisible. Tonight, that feeling became too heavy. She looked down again. I should jump and finally feel nothing. But before she could take that last step, a deep human voice behind her said calmly, "I would miss you." Solari froze. Her heart felt like it stopped beating for a second. She slowly turned her head. Standing several feet behind her was a human soldier. Strong build, sharp eyes, calm posture. He wore Earth Alliance combat armor, but his hands were empty. No weapons pointed at her. No aggression. Just concern. His name was Captain Ryan Hawley. Everyone in the alien city knew him. He was the human peace officer assigned to keep order between the alien districts. Some people feared him, some respected him. But he was known for one thing: he never ignored someone in pain. Solari stared at him with confusion. No one ever spoke to her like that. Ryan didn't shout, "Stop." He didn't run forward to grab her. He simply took a small step toward her and said in a soft, steady voice, "If you jump, I will lose someone I haven't even met yet." Solari's breath caught. She didn't understand. She whispered, "Why? Why do you care?" Ryan slowly raised his hands, palms open, showing he meant no harm. "Because," he said, "you are alive right now. You are standing there, and that means your story is not over." Solari felt tears forming, but she turned her face away. She didn't want anyone to see her cry. No one cared about her before. Why would a human care now? Ryan walked one step closer. Not too fast. Not too slow. His boots made soft metallic sounds on the platform. "What's your name?" he asked. Solari shook her head. "It doesn't matter." "It matters to me," he said firmly. She looked at him. His voice had no anger, no force. Just honesty. In her entire life, no one had ever asked her name with that kind of respect. She whispered, "Solari." Ryan nodded gently. "That's a strong name." Solari almost laughed, but it came out like a broken whisper. "No, it's the name of someone cursed." Ryan kept his calm expression. "Says who? The people who hurt you? People who never understood you." Solari felt her legs weaken. For the first time tonight, she stepped back from the very edge just a little, half an inch. But Ryan noticed. He spoke again, voice low and warm. "Solari, listen to me. When people are scared of something unusual, they call it a curse. But sometimes that curse is actually the greatest strength." Solari's eyes widened. "Strength? I have no strength." Ryan shook his head. "You survived years of pain. That is strength." A small tear rolled down Solari's cheek. Ryan continued, "And right now I'm asking you for something. Not for me, for you." She swallowed. "What?" "Give yourself one more day," Ryan said softly. "Just one. One day to breathe. One day to think. One day to see if the world truly has nothing for you." Solari stared at him. He wasn't lying. She could hear the sincerity in his voice. Ryan took another tiny step. He was now close enough that Solari could see the small scars on his armor, the tiredness in his eyes. He wasn't a hero. He was a man who had seen too much suffering and refused to let more happen in front of him. He said, "Solari, if you jump today, you take away the chance for tomorrow to prove you wrong." Another tear fell. This time she didn't hide it. Suddenly a loud gust of wind pushed her, and she wobbled dangerously close to falling. Ryan instantly reached forward, not grabbing her but holding out his hand for her to take. "Solari," he whispered. "Come back from the edge." Her breathing became fast. Her hands shook, her legs felt weak, but slowly, very slowly. Solari took one step back, then another. Then finally she reached out her trembling hand and touched Ryan's. Warmth spread through her fingers. For the first time in years, she felt human or alien connection. Ryan gently pulled her into safety, away from the death she thought was her only choice. Solari collapsed to her knees, crying silently, and Ryan knelt beside her, not touching, just staying close, giving her space but also protection. For the first time in her life, someone stood beside her. And that moment changed everything. The platform felt safer now, but Solari's mind was still trapped in fear. She kept her eyes on the metal floor, knees pulled close, shoulders shaking. The neon lights from the city below reflected on her tears, making them look like tiny blue stars rolling down her cheeks. Ryan didn't rush her. He didn't try to touch her again. He simply sat a small distance from her on the cold metal floor, letting the silence breathe between them. That silence was something Solari feared, because silence always meant loneliness. But this silence felt different. This silence felt shared. Ryan finally spoke, his voice gentle and steady. "Solari, you didn't come here because you're weak. You came here because you've been strong for too long." Solari's hands tightened on her knees. She didn't expect the words to hit so deep. She didn't expect him to understand. Ryan continued, looking out at the city lights, not directly at her, giving her the space she needed. "People can be cruel," he said. "They can make you believe lies about yourself. Lies that feel heavier than truth." Solari slowly raised her head. "Why are you saying this?" she whispered, her voice breaking. Ryan turned his face toward her. His eyes were calm, too calm. For a soldier who had seen war, seen death, seen fear, his calmness wasn't natural. It was earned. It was chosen. "Because," Ryan said, "I've seen people break. And I've seen people pretend to be strong until they shatter inside. You're not pretending anymore, Solari. You're just exhausted." Solari looked at him with confusion and sadness. "You don't even know me." "I didn't need to know you," Ryan replied softly. "I could see your pain the moment I arrived." Solari shook her head. "No, my people never saw anything." Ryan's jaw tightened. He looked angry, but not at her. Angry at the world that treated her like this. "Then your people failed." "You," he said quietly. Those words hit harder than anything else. No one had ever defended her. Not once. Wind moved across the tower again. But this time Solari didn't flinch. She felt safe, not because she trusted the world, but because she trusted him. Ryan slowly pushed a small metal water canister toward her. "Drink," he said. "Your body needs it." She hesitated, then took it. The water was cold and calming. For a moment, she felt alive again. Ryan watched her carefully. Then he asked the question she feared the most. "Solari, what made you climb this tower today?" Her breath caught. Her eyes filled with fear again. Her fingers tightened around the canister until it shook. She didn't want to speak. She didn't want to remember, but Ryan's voice was soft enough to guide her back. "You can tell me," he said. "You're safe now." Solari looked at him with eyes full of broken trust, hidden secrets, and deep wounds. And then the truth began to come out. Solari held the water canister in both hands, as if it were the only thing keeping her grounded. Her fingers trembled. Her heartbeat felt loud in her ears. Ryan waited patiently, his posture relaxed but attentive, neither too close nor too far. He wasn't forcing her. He was inviting her. Solari breathed in slowly, then exhaled shakily. My life, she whispered, was never mine. Ryan didn't interrupt. He knew these words were heavy. Solari stared at the city lights below, remembering everything she tried so hard to forget. I was born with a mark, she said. A small glowing pattern on my shoulder. My people said it meant I bring bad luck. They said children like me should never have been born. Her voice broke, but she kept going because for the first time, someone was actually listening. When I was little, the other kids called me Dark Star. They said I would destroy anything I touched. They refused to sit with me at school. Teachers made me clean lab rooms alone. They said I was too dangerous to be around the other students. Ryan's eyes softened, full of controlled anger. He knew cruelty. But cruelty toward a child always hit deepest. Solari continued, her voice thin and trembling. My mother never looked at me directly. She kept saying, don't speak too much, Solari. Don't draw attention. People must not see you. My father, he didn't speak to me at all. He pretended I wasn't there. Ryan's fingers tightened into a fist on his knee. Solari hugged her arms around herself. My clan believes people like me bring storms, sickness, chaos. She laughed bitterly. Irony is, the chaos was already inside them. Ryan tilted his head slightly. They feared what they didn't understand. Solari shook her head. No, they feared what I might become. Her voice turned cold with memory. When I was 10, I accidentally made a light break. Just a small crystal lamp. But they said it was my curse. They said the mark is awakening. After that day, everyone kept distance. They whispered whenever I walked by. Ryan leaned forward slightly, speaking low. And nobody defended you? Not even one person? Solari bit her lip until it almost bled. There was one, she whispered. My older sister Nira, she loved me. She held my hand when I cried. She taught me to hide the glow of my mark under cloth. She said, when you grow up, you'll understand your worth. Ryan nodded softly. What happened to her? Solari's voice became razor thin. She disappeared. Ryan's face tightened. Disappeared how? Solari shook her head, tears building again. No one told me. They said she ran away, but I know my clan. They lie when the truth is dangerous. Ryan's military mind immediately grew alert. A disappearance. A rare mark. A fearful clan. 2. Many patterns. Clara wiped her tears with the back of her hand. And without her, no one protected me anymore. Every day, someone pushed me. Someone insulted me. Someone blamed me for something I never did. Her voice cracked. Last week, a group of older boys said I should jump if I want peace. They said the city would be better without me. Ryan's jaw clenched. His anger wasn't loud, but it was powerful. Those boys are cowards, he said sharply. Cruel cowards. Solari closed her eyes. I believed them. Ryan leaned slightly closer, voice soft again. Solari, you came up here because of their words. But you stepped back because of your strength. She looked at him with wet eyes. Strength? I don't have any. Ryan shook his head slowly. You survived. All this while carrying a weight that would crush most people. That is strength, Solari. You are stronger than you think. Solari swallowed hard. Something shifted inside her, tiny, fragile, but real, for the first time. She felt seeing Dot, but she didn't know that her story was about to get even darker. Because Ryan had sensed something she hadn't revealed yet, something she was still afraid to say out loud. Dot, and that truth wouldn't stay hidden much longer. The wind on the tower shifted sharp, cold, and unnatural. Ryan felt it first. Years of military instinct tightened his muscles. His right hand moved automatically toward the holster on his belt, not grabbing the weapon, just preparing. His eyes scanned the dark horizon. Solari noticed the sudden change in him. Her voice trembled. "What's wrong?" Ryan didn't answer immediately. He tilted his head slightly, listening to the air, listening to the silence beneath the wind. Something was moving. Something big, but it wasn't footsteps. It wasn't drones. It wasn't wind. It was vibration. Low, deep, alive. Ryan whispered, "Stay behind me." Solari didn't argue. Fear pushed her closer to him, her small frame almost hiding behind his armor. A strange metallic echo rose from the lower levels of the tower-like claws scraping steel. Solari froze. Her eyes widened in instant recognition. No, it couldn't be. Not here. A long shadow slithered across the tower's wall. Ryan's voice hardened. "Solari, talk to me. What do you know?" She shook her head rapidly. That sound. I've heard it before. Only once." Ryan turned slightly to look at her. "Where?" Her voice broke. "The night before my sister disappeared." Ryan's pulse spiked. This was no coincidence. Before he could ask more, the tower lights flickered once, twice, and then the alarm system blasted through the city. Warning. Perimeter breach. Unknown entity detected. All civilians seek shelter. Solari grabbed Ryan's arm. Her entire body was shaking. A deep, animalistic growl rose from below them. The kind that didn't belong in any normal ecosystem. Something ancient, something engineered, something hungry. Then the creature climbed into view. Its upper body rose. Over the edge of the tower, jet-black skin covered in neon blue cracks like glowing veins. Its head was long and bony, with a mask-like face that had no eyes, only 3 thin slits pulsing with green light. Its claws dug into the metal, melting it slightly with each touch. Ryan's hand shifted toward his blaster. Solari gasped. "It's a void stalker." Ryan had heard rumors. He just never believed them. A predator engineered in secret labs. Silent, fast, unkillable to most weapons. But it didn't attack everyone equally. It chose its targets. And right now, it was staring directly at Solari, even without eyes. Its head turned toward her with terrifying precision. Solari stumbled backward, her breath gone. "Why is it looking at me?" Ryan stepped in front of her, blaster out but not raised yet. He didn't want to trigger it too soon, because it knows you, Ryan said slowly. "Or your mark." Solari's hand instinctively touched her shoulder, the place where the glowing symbol rested under her cloak. The void stalker growled again, lower, deeper, as if recognizing something familiar. "Something connected." Ryan whispered. "Solari, does your clan have any history with this creature?" She shook her head wildly. "No, this creature lives near the energy rifts, not inside cities. It shouldn't be here." Ryan's eyes narrowed. "Unless someone brought it here." Solari's heart stopped. Someone, or some clan. Before she could speak, the void stalker lunged. Ryan spun, pushing Solari to the ground and firing at the same time. The blaster beam hit the creature's chest and barely made it flinch. It was faster, stronger, deadlier than the rumors. Ryan rolled to shield Solari again. "Get behind the vent pipe, now." Solari crawled behind a thick metal pipe while Ryan stood between her and death. Blaster ready, eyes scanning the creature's movements. The void stalker paused for a moment, its glowing veins pulsing brighter. It tilted its head, studying Ryan, judging him. Then its focus returned to Solari, almost drawn to her, as if her very presence was pulling it closer. Solari felt a chill go through her entire body. This creature wasn't here randomly. It wasn't hunting the city. It wasn't attacking at random. It had one target. Her. And Ryan realized something terrifying. This wasn't just a dangerous creature. It was a message from the people who never wanted Solari alive. The blaster. Beam cracked through the cold air and hit the Void Stalker in the shoulder, but the creature barely reacted. It twisted its long neck with unnatural speed, its glowing green slits fixing on Ryan this time, judging him as an obstacle between it and its true target. Say Lari. Ryan stepped sideways, keeping himself between the creature and the hiding girl. His stance was steady, controlled, every muscle braced for impact. "Come on," he muttered under his breath. "Look at me." "Not her." The creature did the opposite. It jerked its head sharply toward Solari's hiding spot, as if pulled by an invisible thread. The neon veins across its body brightened, reacting to something only it and Solari could sense. Solari curled behind the metal pipe, pressing her hands to her ears to block the horrible growling sound. Her whole body shivered. She felt heat in her shoulder, the exact place where the glowing mark rested under her skin. Not normal heat. Burning. Alive. She gasped and clutched her shoulder tightly. "Ryan," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Something's happening, my Mark." "It hurts." Ryan glanced back for a split second. "Stay down. Don't move." The Void Stalker screeched a piercing metallic scream that vibrated the entire tower. It leapt forward with impossible speed. Ryan fired again, 3 rapid shots. One hit its jaw. One hit its chest. One hit its side. None of them slowed it. Down, Ryan braced for impact, but before the creature reached him, Solari screamed, not in fear. In pain. A bright surge of blue-white light exploded from her shoulder, spreading across her arm like living fire. The metal around her glowed as if her energy was heating the entire pipe. The Void Stalker froze mid-movement. Ryan blinked, stunned. What? The creature's glowing veins responded instantly, flashing the same shade as Solari's energy. Its head snapped toward her again, body trembling with recognition, submission, or fear. Solari was crying, clutching her shoulder. "I can't stop it, Ryan. It's burning. I don't know what's happening." Ryan stepped toward her. "Solari, look at me. What you're feeling, that power is yours. It's not killing you, it's waking up." But Solari shook her head violently, terrified. No, my clan said this mark is cursed. They said it would destroy everything around me." Ryan's voice cut through her panic like a blade. "Your clan lied." Another pulse burst from her mark, stronger, brighter, more intense. The Void Stalker roared and stumbled backward, its claws scraping the metal floor as sparks flew. Its glowing slits widened. It wasn't hunting her anymore. It was reacting to her. Ryan realized the truth first. "This thing wasn't here to kill you," he whispered. "It was here to trigger your power." Solari's breathing grew rapid. "Why? Why me?" Ryan shook his head. "Because your clan fears what you can do. This creature wasn't sent to end your life. It was sent to awaken whatever is inside you, and maybe destroy you if the power went out of control." Solari's voice cracked. "That's why they always hated me." Ryan's eyes hardened. "Because they knew you're not cursed. You're dangerous to them." The Void Stalker suddenly lunged again, but not toward Ryan. Toward Solari. Ryan reacted, instantly charging toward her, grabbing her shoulders, pulling her up. "Solari, look at me. Focus on that energy. Push it out, not in." I can't." "Yes. You can," Ryan shouted, his voice raw. "Your body already knows how. Trust it." The creature leapt. Its claws reached forward. Its slits glowed violently. Solari screamed again, but this time, it wasn't fear. It was release. A massive wave of blue energy burst from her entire body, like a star erupting. The wave slammed into the Void Stalker, lifting the giant creature off its feet and throwing it across the platform. It crashed into the metal railing, bending it inward with a deafening impact. For a moment, everything went silent. Solari collapsed into Ryan's arms, her breathing heavy, her body weak. Ryan held her, eyes wide with shock and awe. "You did that?" he whispered. Solari's tears fell, but her voice was tiny and terrified. I didn't mean to. I don't want to hurt anyone. Ryan gently tilted her chin up, forcing her to look at him. You didn't hurt anyone. You protected yourself. You protected me. This is not a curse, Solari. It's a gift. A powerful one. She stared at him, shaking. You're not scared of me? Ryan shook his head firmly. No, but your enemy should be. Behind them, the Void Stalker slowly rose again, wounded, but not finished, and now it was even more desperate to reach Solari, because her power wasn't just a wake dot, it was calling. The Void Stalker rose slowly, its movements jerky and unstable, almost as if Solari's energy had damaged something deep inside it. Its glowing green slits flickered like broken lights. Sparks danced from the cracks in its black body, but it wasn't retreating. It was adapting. Ryan stepped in front of Solari again, shielding her with his body while she struggled to stay standing. Her energy had faded, leaving her weak and dizzy, but her mark still glowed faintly under her skin like a heartbeat of light. Ryan, she whispered shakily, I don't understand. Why is it still here? Why won't it stop? Ryan's voice was calm but sharp. Because the person or people who sent it didn't want you dead quickly. They wanted something else. Solari's eyes widened. Something else? Ryan nodded. His mind was racing now, connecting details, patterns, timelines, the creature arriving right after her emotional breakdown. Its reaction to her mark. Her sister's mysterious disappearance. Her clan's obsession with controlling her life. The lies they fed her since childhood. This wasn't random. This wasn't fate. This was a plan. Ryan spoke quietly, almost to himself. Someone wanted to push you to the edge. Someone wanted you to reach full emotional overload so your power would activate. This creature was the trigger. Solari's breath stopped. You mean they wanted me to explode like this? Ryan looked into her eyes, serious, steady. Yes, they wanted your power to awaken violently, and if it killed you in the process, even better for them. Solari shook her head in horror. But why? Why would my own clan? Ryan cut in. Your clan isn't afraid of your curse, Solari. They're afraid of your potential. Solari fell silent, her mind replaying her childhood memories. The whispers, the forced isolation, the cruel words. The sudden disappearance of her sister. Ryan continued, voice low and bitter. Your mark isn't bad luck. It's a rare energy. Signature. Only a handful of people in the galaxy have it. Some can manipulate energy fields. Others can control machines. Some can even open rifts. Solari's eyes widened in shock. But I never did anything like that, Ryan nodded. Because you were never trained. They kept you weak. They kept you scared. It was the only way to control you. Solari covered her mouth, trembling. All this time they lied to me? They made me think I was worthless? Ryan placed a steady hand on her shoulder. Because if you ever discovered what you really are, they'd lose power. The truth hit her like a cold wave, her entire life. Every insult, every punishment, every lonely day. It wasn't personal. It was strategic. That suddenly, a loud electronic beep echoed from the Void Stalker's chest. A small device inside its body began glowing, a transmitter. Ryan's eyes narrowed. They're watching, Solari gasped. What do you mean? The creature isn't just a weapon, Ryan said. It's a camera, a recorder. Someone is monitoring your power levels right now. As if responding, the Void Stalker's body crackled. It straightened, its movements now smoother, more controlled. Someone was remotely adjusting it. Ryan quickly aimed his blaster at the glowing transmitter. Solari, get down. He fired. The shot hit the device, but instead of breaking, it flashed brightly and released a sharp pulse. Solari screamed and clutched her mark. It reacted to the pulse instantly, glowing violently again. Ryan grabbed her before she collapsed. They're using the creature to force your power awake again, he said. Whoever is behind this. They won't stop until they get what they want. Solari shook her head desperately. What do they want from me? Ryan's voice lowered, angry, controlled. They want a weapon. A living weapon. And you were the next one in your bloodline. Solari's face went pale. So my sister, her voice cracked. Was she taken because she awakened too? Ryan didn't answer at first. His silence was the answer. Solari broke down, tears falling like rain. They took her because of what we are. Ryan held her firmly, steadying her. Solari? They took her because they feared her strength, and now they fear yours. Solari wiped her tears, but her eyes filled with something new. Anger, resolve, awakening. She stood up shakily. Her glowing mark brightened again, but this time, not from fear, from choice. Ryan stepped beside her, protective, ready. The Void Stalker growled again, preparing for another charge. Solari whispered, voice trembling but determined, no more running. No more being weak. If they want me, then they will see who I really am. Ryan nodded, a small proud smile appearing. That's the Solari they were afraid of. And with that, the battle truly began. Lightning-like energy crackled across the platform as the Void Stalker growled, its glowing slits burning hotter. The tower lights flickered again. The whole structure vibrated with tension, as if the city itself could sense the storm building. Solari stood upright now, no longer hiding, no longer trembling. Her mark glowed like a small blue sun through her skin, casting soft light across her face. Ryan stepped to her side, solid, calm, ready to shield her with his own body if needed. Solari, he said quietly, you don't have to fight it alone. I'm here. She looked up at him, eyes shining with fear and fire both. For the first time in my life, someone is. The Void Stalker roared and lunged. Ryan pulled his blaster up, firing in rapid bursts, aiming at the joint of the creature's legs, then its chest, then its neck. The shot slowed it, made it stagger, but didn't stop it. Solari! He shouted. Your power, use it. She shook her head. I don't know how. Yes, you do. You already did. But that was by accident. Ryan's eyes locked with hers, steady, grounding. Then do it on purpose. Solari's mark pulsed violently, reacting to her emotions. The Void Stalker charged again. Ryan jumped back, rolling, firing, dodging claws that could slice steel. Solari felt panic rising, but then Ryan's voice echoed in her memory. Your story is not over. Her sister's voice came next. When you grow up, you'll understand your worth. Then the cruel words, you're cursed. You bring bad luck. You should jump. Her hands clenched. Her heart pounded. Her breath steadied. No, she whispered. I'm not cursed. I'm done believing lies. Her energy surged. Blue light exploded from her mark again, but this time Solari didn't collapse. She embraced it, guided it, let it travel through. Her veins like living fire. Her hair lifted from her shoulders, as if a silent storm surrounded her. Her eyes glowed with the same blue as her mark. Ryan blinked, stunned. Solari, you're controlling it. The Void Stalker stopped mid-charge, sensing the new power. It lowered its body like a trained beast ready to follow an unseen command. Solari slowly stepped forward. Her energy pulsed. The creature stumbled backward, not out of fear, but recognition. I raised her hand. Light formed around her fingers. A soft swirling glow. Alive. Controlled. Stop, she whispered. The Void Stalker froze as if someone had pressed a switch. Ryan's mouth parted slightly. She wasn't just defending herself. She was commanding it. Solari's breath shook, but she kept her eyes locked on the creature. You were sent to destroy me, she said softly. But you don't want to hurt me, do you? The creature made a low, rumbling sound, Not a growl, but something close to submission. Ryan stepped close. Solari, you're speaking its language. Or rather, your energy is. Solari lowered her arm slowly, and the creature remained still. And then she understood something. My sister, she whispered. She must have awakened her power before. Me. She must have controlled creatures like this too. Ryan nodded. Which is why your clan panicked. They didn't want powerful girls in their bloodline. They wanted weapons they could control. When your sister escaped them, they tried to reduce you the same way. But they failed. Solari closed her eyes. Tears slipped down her cheeks. But they weren't tears of pain anymore. They were tears of truth. And truth changed everything. She opened her eyes again, strong, steady. No more running, she said. No more being scared. If my sister is alive, I will find her. And if my clan tries to stop me, her mark glowed brighter. The whole tower lit up with blue light. Ryan smiled faintly. They won't stand a chance. Solari looked at him, her voice softening. You saved me today, she said. Not just from the fall, but from myself. Ryan shook his head. You saved yourself. I just reminded you who you are. Solari took a shaky breath. Who am I, Ryan? He stepped closer until they stood face to face. You, he said gently, are Solari, the girl who was born strong. Even when everyone tried to make her feel weak. The girl who commands power people fear. The girl who almost ended her story, but chose to write a new one instead. Solari swallowed, emotion filling her chest. She whispered, what happens now? Ryan looked at the Void Stalker, which stood silently like a dark guardian, waiting for her next command. Then he looked at Solari, determined, glowing, alive. Now, Ryan said, we fight for your future. Solari nodded, her glowing mark steady and bright dot, and for the first time in her life, she chose life, she chose strength, and she chose herself. The galaxy would remember this night, the night a broken girl awakened and became something unstoppable. The night Solari rose.